Morning, everyone. How you guys doing? It's Wednesday. I don't even know the date. 25th of March. Bloody hell, this year's gone fast, man. 3 months already gone. Before you know it, it'll be Christmas again. Before you know it, we'll be celebrating New Year and it'll be 2027. Damn. Anyway, guys, welcome. I'm gonna go over a couple of things today. I'm gonna talk about Rosenior. I'm also gonna talk about the three midfielders that apparently have been shortlisted. And I'm going to talk about Napoli and their interest in some other players because Napoli seems to just come flying in for our players all the time regularly. So it's like anybody we sign, Napoli going to want them. Or is it just Conte that wants them? We'll see. We'll have to see. So let's get into the first part of the show. So I'm going to go over three midfielder signings. So a story come out yesterday. And it was regards to Sandro Tonali, Elliot Anderson, and Adam Wharton. And this came from Nathan Salt and Chris Wheeler to say that we're interested in these three. These three players have been shortlisted. So what happens to Bruno G? So it seems like we were sending out feelers, I suppose. We met up with their team, discussed it, but I don't know what it was that they weren't really interested in. Maybe it was his age. I can't really speak on it because nothing's come out as to why. Even Baleba weren't even mentioned. I mean, we've been talking about him for most of the year, and he wasn't even mentioned as somebody we're potentially going to bring in. So I'm not sure whether we're still going to go for them or not, but currently, as you can see on the screen, Nathan Soap, Chris Wheeler, Manchester United have cut their shortlist midfield targets to replace Casemiro this summer down to 3 players. And I feel like these 3 players are really going to be hard to get. There's going to be teams that are going to want them. For example, let's start with Adam Wharton. So if I was going to start with Adam Wharton, I would say that, okay, he started his career at Blackburn, moved on to Crystal Palace. He's been great. He's good with head scanning, so he'll scan the field. He's good at that. He likes receiving the ball under pressure, as you've seen in his games. If you ever watched him play, surrounded by players, and he still seems to release it with 1-2 touches into that final third, and that is something that we do actually need. He's, we get it from Fernandez, but he's a 10. This Wharton's more of a midfielder, and what I like about him is if he plays in front of the defense, he acts as that defensive screen. And he uses positioning rather than pace to intercept plays. And I think there's about 3 teams, to my knowledge, that are interested in him. One of them's Liverpool, one of them's Man City, and one of them's Man United. Now, what are the chances of us actually nailing him and actually getting him? It's really tough because, other teams are probably going to come in and try and sweep him up. Will he go to Liverpool? Depends if they get really Champions League football or whether they'll get Europa League. I think chances are we're going to get Champions League football. So we stand a good chance of getting him. There's Man City as well, who've just won the League Cup, beating Arsenal, the second in the table. They've got a good chance of getting him. And for me, though, with Man City, it seems like they want to try and sweep up a lot of players. And they do it every year. If you see a player that somebody's interested in, they'll scoop in. Same with Liverpool. Liverpool will scoop in and try and get him so nobody else gets him, whether they play that player or not. We've seen it with Jack Grealish. We've seen it with, players. Eze has been on the bench quite a bit for Arsenal. So it's like that, basically, with what Arsenal did with Eze, where they brought him in and left him on the bench for a bit, and then they play him here and there. But Arsenal are overloaded with players anyway. And I think teams just want to get overloaded, whereas we need an actual midfielder, I think. And I'm hoping that there is a chance that we can potentially bring him in. I don't know whether we're bringing in 1, we're bringing in 2, whether we want all 3. I doubt we're going to get all 3 with the price tags. I think Wharton was roughly about 60, 70 million when I read. So that's Adam Wharton. We're also interested in Elliot Anderson, Newcastle youth player, went to Nottingham Forest, and I know Newcastle want him back. But unlike Wharton, who's good at passing into the final third, and Tonali, who I'm going to speak about next, who likes dictating the play of the game, Anderson, I feel like he's more of the run threat where he'll run at you and use his strength and balance to shrug you off while carrying the ball up the pitch. And that's I've seen it numerous times. He did it against us. He's done it against a few other teams in the Premier League, if you've seen him play. And have been trying to keep as much eye on him as possible. I mean, I'm not able to watch every game, but I do watch a lot of highlights. And as well as being a playmaker, he ranks among the league's top midfielders for duels won and successful tackles. And that is really somebody we need. It's pretty much a complete 8 for me. If I had to choose between the 3 players, I would actually bring in Elliot Anderson over Wharton and Tonali. That's my preference. I'm not sure whether you guys got a preference. If you got a preference, just leave it in the comments if you wish, or, you know, like some people do, just message me on social media and tell me about it. But and I know there's interest from Man City as well for him. I'm not sure how many players Man City are gonna try and grab in the summer. I guess we'll have to find out. And I know Newcastle want him back, but as far as I know, he doesn't really want to go back to Newcastle. There's a rumor he doesn't want to go back to Newcastle. I'm not sure whether Liverpool are going to come in for him or Arsenal are going to come in for him. But at the moment, concrete interest is from Newcastle, Man City, and us. So I suppose we'll have to wait and see. The third one is Sandro Tonali. Started off with Brescia, moved over to AC Milan, who won the Serie A with, before moving on to Newcastle. And he's much more of a physical and defensive-minded player. I think he's primary. Isn't he the primary corner taker for Newcastle at the moment? And the free kick taker. Am I getting it wrong? I'm sure he is anyway. And he's capable of playing as that lone holding midfielder or as a box-to-box midfielder, which is what we need. We need somebody like a box-to-box midfielder who can make late runs into the box, like a bit like Casemiro. Because you see Casemiro where Bruno's pinged the ball in and he's found himself at the back post on numerous occasions. But for me, if I had to pick between the 3 of them, my money would be on Elliot Anderson. Then second choice would be Sandro Tonali. And third choice would be Adam Wharton. If you could bring in the 2, who would I bring in more of? I need somebody more defensive. So I would probably go with Elliot Anderson, number 1. I'm probably going to go with Wharton as more defensive than Tonali, I think. So I'm probably going to go with Wharton as my second choice and then Tonali as my third choice. I'm not sure how you guys feel, but please do let me know. And I know that there's interest from Arsenal, Man City again, and I know we're interested in him. So I doubt Man City are going to get all these players all at once. But, you know, I think we're probably going to all right, I feel confident that we're probably going to land one of them at least. And then who do we bring in as a secondary midfielder? Because I know Ugarte wants to leave. And I know Casemiro's going. So I think I'm going to discuss that more towards middle of April. The players that I want gone, who I think are going to leave. And there's an extensive list. I've got quite a big list of that, actually, to be fair. So yeah, there's a really big list for me. But I'm gonna, speaking about transfers though, Napoli. So Napoli have come in, and I read this yesterday. I read this yesterday. But Napoli sporting director Giovanni Manna has travelled to England to explore potential summer transfer opportunities in Manchester United, focusing on players whose contracts expire in 2026. Napoli is monitoring 4 players: Tom Heaton, Harry Maguire, Tyrell Malacia, and Casemiro. Malacia is considered the most affordable. I don't think we're going to get much for him, to be fair, but may not be a perfect fit. Maguire is obviously staying with the contract renewals, and so he's unlikely going to move. Tom Heaton with age, I'm not sure how much or in what role they want to try and use him. So it's going to have to be Casemiro, because Casemiro emerges as the most probable target, given his diminished role at United and interest from Italian clubs, where his midfield experience could align well with potential managerial changes and squad needs at Napoli. So they've taken, how many players have they taken? They've taken Rashford off us. They've taken, not Rashford, Hoyland. They've taken McTominay. Now they want probably Casemiro or Malacia. I don't think they'll go for Tom Heaton just because of his age, unless they want to put him in a goalkeeper coaching kind of role. Harry Maguire, he's done that 1+1 contract, 1 year extension with the option of 1 year pay cut. So it's looking like a real interest on Casemiro, but Casemiro's got his choice. I mean, he's going to be a free agent, so he's going to have his choice of whether he wants to go to Saudi, whether he wants to go back to Spain, whether he wants, pardon me, he wants to go to Turkey. And I've heard links with some Turkish teams like Benfica, but I don't know how true that is because I've not really had many people that actually, well, have a reputation of being correct. A lot of the time it's just people that are just saying stuff, so I'm not sure Benfica is an actual option, and now Napoli emerges as an option. So I guess we'll find out soon. I think we're about 3 months away from the transfer window, so about 2 months pretty much away from the end of the league, and fast approaching. Just gotta get a drink, man. But yeah, that's who I think will probably go there if there's really interest. And now they've taken like 3 players off us. So I think they're probably going to turn into what? Napoli United, if they keep coming for our players. But at least we know we can palm them off to them if we need to. And to be fair, McTominay and Hoyland aren't doing too bad. Can't knock them too much for it. Anyway, guys, so I'm going to move on to Mohamed Salah. Now, this guy, and I'm going to tell you a story as well. So Mohamed Salah, obviously he played for Chelsea, but there weren't that many people that were aware of him. And me and my friends, there's 4 of us, we go to the pub, we sit there, we have a mixed grill, and we discuss, football. Not all the time, but sometimes. And we've got our own dream team. And how our dream team works is we call it the draft league. So there's 4 of us, me, Simon, Martin, and Steve. And we can't pick the same players as each other. So if Simon picks Mo Salah, I can't pick him. Or if Martin picks Haaland, I can't pick him. Or, everybody has a different player. We just take turns. We draw a number at the hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who picks first? Who picks last? So we go 1 pick for 1, 2, 1 pick for 2, 1 pick for 3. Then number 4 gets 2 picks. And it goes 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we just keep picking till we get our players. And I remember sitting there, and I knew that he played for Chelsea, and I knew that it weren't really firing on all cylinders at Chelsea. And he was sitting there, he's on the screen. I think it was a Liverpool game on. And I remember going, I want Mo Salah in my team. And everybody turned around to me and goes, who? I went, Mo Salah. You're like, we hadn't heard of him. I was like, you watch. And that season was his first season at Liverpool, and he annihilated that league. Goal scoring, assists, you name it. It was massive. And since then, I've always had a thing about Mo Salah being one of the best players in the league. You can't deny that he has been the best players in the league. And if I have to bring up some of his stats, I'm going to bring up some of his stats. For example, 435 games, 255 goals, 122 assists. That's baller level, man. That's baller level. And yes, he plays for a rival. I'm a United fan, obviously. I got my frigging top on. I'm a United fan. And I absolutely despise Liverpool. But I can't knock it. I can't say that he's a shit player. He's been one of the greatest players Liverpool has ever had. He's been one of the best players in the Premier League ever. And you can't deny that. No matter how much you want to deny it, you can't. And it's right there in black and white. 435 games, 255 goals, 122 assists. But let's check out his trophy cabinet. So I'm gonna skip onto that now. Oops, wrong one. So I'm gonna check out. I can't really get it off for some reason. So I'm gonna go back because I'm gonna talk about Rosenior shortly. But let me see if I can try and get it off. 1 second. Dun, 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 dun. Would be a desk. No, it's not my desktop. There it is. There it is. Found it. Now I'm gonna go over everything that he's won as a Liverpool player. Apologies about this, guys. So he's won. So he's played 9 seasons for Liverpool, 435 games, 373 goal assists. 373. That's 255 goals, 122 assists. You know, it's there. 2 Premier League titles, 2 Carabao Cups, FA Cup, Community Shield, Champions League, UEFA Super Cup, Club World Cup. He's won the Premier League Golden Boot 4 times. PFA Player of the Year 3 times, PWA Footballer of the Year 3 times, Premier League Player of the Season twice, Premier League Playmaker of the Season twice, FIFA Puskas Award as well. Yeah, so he's won all that. And now there's no denying that he is actually a class player. And he's finally moving on, which means, you know, I can breathe. Oh, yeah, he hasn't been playing well this season, but it just means I can breathe a bit better knowing that. And it's mad. What happened there? No idea. Let me go back onto that. Okay, then, guys. Okay. So anyway, carrying on. All I can say is that I wish him the best when he moves on. It just means, you know, other teams will probably have a chance, although they haven't performed well this season. But yeah. So I'm going to move on to Liam Rosenior. Okay, so this was a breaking thing yesterday, saying Liam Rosenior's role as Chelsea head coach is understood to be safe, even if the club fail to qualify for the Champions League. Chelsea are not planning a formal review of his performance before summer 2027 and have no intention of replacing him at the end of the season. So, in other words, he's not going to be sacked at the end of the season, no matter how bad Chelsea do. So, and a lot of people might not like me saying this, but I do feel like he's enamoring in a sense where, he's come in, he's got all this people hugging each other, coming up with these stupid, well, I wouldn't say stupid tactics, but tactics that just don't seem to be working. And he's pushing it. He's got the players upset. I think on his last game, he's going around hugging his players. Some of them, like Cucurella, were giving him dirty looks, and I think he's lost the players, and I don't know whether he's going to get rid of them in the summer or what's going to happen with that. But he has lost the players, and he has to try and win them back. Whereas I don't think Amorim so much as lost the players. His tactic wasn't working, but I think this is going to be more of that Amorim situation where he'll come in, try and stamp his tactics, and it's not going to work, and then he's probably going to kick off or get upset, and he's going to leave because he's a straightforward guy. It's like Amorim. Amorim's a straightforward guy. This guy blurts out stuff, and I'm watching it going, why did he say that? But I think the fact that they're keeping him, and if they keep performing the way they're performing, I'm going to be happy with that because it is what it is. And they probably won't even do well. Or they might. You never know. Or they might. So guys, doing stuff on this where I get pop-ups all the time. Just things just randomly just popping up. So, trying to find it here. 1 second. Got it. Okay, I got it now. All good. So anyway, guys. Moving on. New stadium. And I'm going to talk about this new stadium and the news that came out about it. So Manchester United have confirmed a new 100,000-seater Old Trafford stadium. Old Trafford will be financed privately, and a positive conversation with potential investors and stakeholders are ongoing now. I don't know who the stakeholders are. I don't know who the investors are. That hasn't come out. But I know there's been a few changes to the stadium because that freight company wanted 400 million. United were going to pay that. I don't know why, they didn't have all this in place before they announced it. And, they should have just waited and bought that company out and then announced it and not even tell them that they were building a stadium. But the fact that is that we told them that we're building a stadium. They want 400 mil or they're not selling. So that means we've got to go back to the drawing board, rechange everything, rechange the stadiums, change how the stadium looks. And try and get it built. But we owe a lot of debt, and I don't know why we just can't pay off that debt first before we bother with a new stadium. Some people want the stadium. Some people want Old Trafford to be fixed up. Other people want this new stadium. I'm more of a fix Old Trafford, man. The memories I've had there. I know we got to move on. Everton did it with the Hill Dickinson Stadium. I mean, other Tottenham Hotspurs did it, and they want to try and call it the Wembley of the North. But I still feel like we should have just done Old Trafford up. I really do. And we haven't. And that's unfortunately the situation we're in right now. So, you know, I don't know, make it that what you will, but, you know, that's the kind of situation we're in right now. Let me just try and see if I can sort this out. 1 second. Let me just check something. I've managed to get it up. All right, so I'll go back to the Mo Salah list, but I managed to get it up. So, yeah, so Man United have confirmed a new 100,000-seater stadium. Let me know how you guys feel about the stadium. I'm not really down for it. I'd rather the debt be paid off and, you know, we can take it from there. But this isn't really going to be a long show. There's not really much football or much stuff coming out. So I'm trying to obviously try and make it 30 minutes long, but I don't think this show is going to be 30 minutes long because there's not really much else to discuss. I've went over the midfield options. I've been over Napoli, interested in players. I've been over Mo Salah. I've been over Liam Rosenior. I've been over the new stadium. But the thing that I couldn't show you before was this. Yep, there, Mo Salah's obviously winning what he's won while he's been at Liverpool. And, you know, it's really class just to see that. And I think his contract runs out in 2027. So they're letting him go on a free transfer, an actual free transfer. Same thing they did with... No, they got 10 million from Trent, didn't they? But he's going on a free transfer, even though he's still part of his contract. It's just a gentleman's agreement that they had with the team. And the team, I don't like saying this, man, because Liverpool, but I got to respect Liverpool for it. All the years that he's put in, the 9 seasons that he's played for them. So, fair play to Liverpool, man. Fair play to Liverpool. How long do we have to wait for our next game? I wonder. I can't remember what date it is, but I'm gonna go over that now. I think. Let me just find it. It's not that one. It's that one. Yep. So the next lot of games, I'm gonna get it up on the screen here, is on April the 10th. So we have to wait exactly, and I'm gonna count down now. With my calendar. Yeah, about 20 days for the games. Got it. We're going to have a Friday night game, West Ham, Wolves. Then we play on, I think it's is it the Monday? Yeah, we play on the Monday against Leeds. Don't like Monday games, especially at 8 o'clock, but I guess we're going to play on Monday. But that's how long we have to wait. I mean, you got the FA Cup this weekend, I think it is, and then you got the international game, so there's still a bit of football, but there's not much news floating around for me to bring. So I'm going to try and see what I can do for tomorrow's show. And try and do tomorrow's show and see what news I can find. But it's like I struggled just for today's show. I'll be honest. I was sitting there last night going, what should I do for today's show? And this is what I could come up with. I wonder if I should just talk about wrestling. But I want this to just be football. I've got another channel starting called Bantertainment. And, you know, yeah, I've got another channel coming up called Bantertainment. So that's going to be more politics because I don't want to discuss politics on here, but that's going to be more politics, more banter with friends, just sitting around a table, just discussing stuff. And I don't know when I'm going to launch that yet because I've still got a couple of things to do about that one. But I think I'm going to cut it right there, guys. So thanks for tuning in. I just showed my YouTube screen in it. So all my live views and all that stuff. So it's fine. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys soon. Just need to find stuff to talk about, really.